This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, it's Tuesday, which means I'm talking top fives. This is what I do every Tuesday at the moment. I sit and blether away for 10 minutes or thereabouts on the topic of 5 of my favourite things in a particular category. And today, we're looking at, I think, one of the finest hard rock, blues rock bands ever to come out of the UK, the mighty Whitesnake. Now, before we go any further, I'm just going to preface this by saying that I'm not going to be talking about the latter-day Whitesnake here, you know, the kind of, when they essentially became another glam metal band based in LA. It's not my cup of tea. That it's I'm more of a fan of a massive fan, I should say, of the early years of Whitesnake when they were just a good, honest to goodness, good old fashioned rock and roll band, and very, very good at it as well. So as I say, my top 5 Whitesnake tracks, beginning with
Don't Break My Heart Again.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned bit of sleazy blues rock, isn't it, really? You know, you got some great guitar harmonies, you know, courtesy of Mickey Moody and Bernie Marsden. There's a guitar partnership that really understood each other. We often talk about like a band like Thin Lizzy and the Scott Gorham, Brian Robertson, or the Scott Gorham, Gary Moore partnership there. I think Moody and Marsden are equally, that on that level, really. There seemed to be an intuitive understanding between them where, their styles just fitted together absolutely perfect, dovetailed beautifully, and just really everything that they did was, in the service of the song. As I said, great harmonies. Bernie Marsden, who played most of the solos, I believe, when you look at the album credits for these early Whitesnake recordings, Bernie Marsden is often credited as lead guitar, and Mickey Moody is slide guitar, rhythm guitar. So there's a pretty good likelihood that usually if you're hearing a solo, it's going to be, unless it's a slide solo, it's going to be Mr. Marsden. And what a fantastic Les Paul tone he has on this track. And just a beautifully melodic solo that has just enough flash about it just to kind of make it exciting. Great performance. John Lord's Hammond organ on this as well. There's, for a lot of this sort of stuff, there's a very kind of bluesier version of Deep Purple kind of feel about it. It's not surprising because, you've got David Coverdale, ex-Deep Purple, you've got John Lord, ex-Deep Purple, you've got, Ian Pace, ex-Deep Purple. So it's going to carry a lot of that vibe forward, but, injecting it with a bit more of a sweaty, gritty, low-down, mean and dirty blues kind of feel to it, which is very much my cup of tea, and that's why this one's on the list. Next.
Fool for Your Lovin'.
Yeah, now the song that I guess most of us think of primarily when we think of that early period of Whitesnake. I mean, yes, they did do a re-recording of this in 1989, but frankly, the less said about that, the better. This was the first Whitesnake song I ever really heard. I think I saw the music video on Top of the Pops, and I'm linking to all of these songs, by the way, down in the description down there, and the video that I saw back when I was a young wee whippersnapper is the video that I've linked to down there. For me, this song is the perfect blend of hard rock, blues, and just catchy pop sensibilities. Nothing wrong with having good catchy pop hooks in a song. A lot of people kind of look down their nose a little bit sniffily at anything that's a bit too mass market, but I'm all for it. There's nothing wrong with having a tune to hum to. Bernie Marsden on this track, again, his solo is, I believe, if the guitar that he's playing in the video is the one that he used on the session, is the famous Beast, his 59 Les Paul standard that is a cornerstone of his sound. There was some kind of rumour that was the guitar that Eric Clapton used on the Beano album. Turns out it wasn't the case, but it did give that guitar a bit of mystique for quite a few years. It's a fantastic sounding guitar. I've seen numerous YouTube videos of him playing it, and it's just a a beast of a sound. And this is a beast of a song. It's just a great example of catchy blues rock, kind of hard rock sort of stuff, and everything about it for me just all knits together perfectly, and that's why it's on the list. Next.
Walking in the Shadow of the Blues.
Yes, now we're talking about the live version here from the Live in the Heart of the City album from 1980. I think this is a fantastic rock live album. I think it's easily up there with Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous, which, the rumour mill kind of continues to churn about that album, about how exactly live it was. But, it's a great album nonetheless. And so is this. I think it's up there with Live and Dangerous, or Frampton Comes Alive, or, The Alchemy by Dire Straits, or, Allman Brothers at the Fillmore. It's that calibre. Listen to how tight the band are on this album. This is a band who are, they've rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed to the point where they're so tight that they can relax. And, everything is intuitive and they're having fun, and it shows on this recording for me. It's that intro, that kind of dump da da dump da da dump da da dump kind of intro, just where the crowd they recognise what song it is and they know what's coming next, and they're excited, and the sense of anticipation. It really does kind of get the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. And then when the band's slamming with that big accented beat with the string bends and everything, yeah, it's just great stuff. It's just exciting, fun, live blues hard rock. I mean, if you're a gentleman of a certain age like I am, it's you're almost pre-programmed to fall in love with that kind of sound. So that's why that one's on the list. Next.
Here I Go Again.
Yes, now I said I wasn't going to be talking about the latter-day Whitesnake, so many of you might be confused about the inclusion of this track. I'm not talking about the big kind of power ballad song that they had a big hit with in the late 80s. I'm talking about the original version of this song, which was a hit in its day. It comes from the last proper Whitesnake album, as I think of it, the Saints and Sinners album. This was I think we had Cozy Powell on drums by this time, and John Lord was still there, I believe. But Moody and Marsden, this is the last album that they played on before it all kind of went off in a different direction. It's got a very Bad Company vibe about it, this song. I think it's got that. You could almost imagine this being like a Paul Rodgers, Mick Ralphs kind of thing, but obviously it isn't. But it's got that same sort of vibe, and again, that puts it right in the happy zone for me. Something else that's missing off the more kind of slick, saccharine, overproduced re-record of this from the late 80s is the fantastic harmony guitar solo played on this song. For me, it's one of the highlights of the song. I really love it. It has the distinction, I would say, this song, of being a powerful ballad without being a power ballad. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have that kind of schmaltzy kind of naffness about it that the overproduced kind of version of it I think did. So yes, the original version of Here I Go Again from the Saints and Sinners album, fantastic track, and that's why it's on the list. Next.
Bloody Luxury.
Indeed, another one from the Saints and Sinners album. This is just a bit of good time barroom rock and roll, an up-tempo boogie. You've got John Lord playing some fantastic honky-tonk piano on this. Exactly what's needed. I've gone on about his fantastic Hammond organ sound across a lot of these songs, but for me, this could only have been played with that kind of good old barrel house piano kind of thing on it. You've got some great crunchy guitars. You've got that kind of boogie kind of feel to it. I suppose it appeals to the status quo fan in me, this song. That's one reason I think I like it, and nothing wrong with liking the core. I just put this track on, and quite often when I put it on, I always kind of get to the last few seconds of it and, let's listen to it again and stick it on repeat. It's impossible, I think, not to end up with a big cheesy grin on your face listening to this one. So once again, that's why it's on the list. And those are my selections for my top 5 Whitesnake tracks. Let me know what you think. If you have a list of a different 5, then please leave it down below in the comments. Maybe with, a line or two about why each one deserves a place on your list. And if you are a big fan of the latter-day Whitesnake, don't be shy of including some of those choices on there. I'm not going to say I'll agree with them, but we are allowed to disagree. That's perfectly acceptable. Let's not fall out. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Me blethering away here about one of, as you can probably tell, my favourite bands. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget, the live stream on Friday, 5 p.m. UK time. We sit and drink beer. We have conversations about music and guitars and all manner of great things. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.